Hey guys, I'm going to do a rig rundown of my Edward Van Halen wet dry wet live rig using the PEAVEY 5152. Alright, this is my primary head which runs my dry cab, and in the signal chain it starts off with the Shaw rack mount wireless which goes into channel 1 of the decimator and then gets sent through the multi-core system into this pedal board, which for those of you who are familiar with EVH's 2012 touring board will notice the similarities. Alright, once it hits the board, it all comes in here through the custom multi-core system and the custom patch bay interface, then runs into my EVH W and into this switching unit which I had to fabricate, and the 4 right channels are my dry section which I made out of a 5-channel American Loopers switching unit, and I removed the 5th channel out of it. It is buffered at both ends, so there is no signal loss whatsoever in the dry effects, and the switches are momentary latches, so they're going to last forever pretty much. Alright, once it comes into the switching unit, the chain there is the phase 90, the flanger, the Boss OC3 Super Octave, and the MXR analog chorus, which then comes out through this unit here, back through the multi-core, in through all the patch bays behind the rack there, and into the front of the 5152. Now, from there, the signal gets taken out from the speaker into a powered attenuator, which is powered by this Alcatron 48 volt phantom power unit. Alright, through signal goes to the middle dry cab, which gives you your dry sounds, and the attenuated signal gets sent back into the pedal board, and the first pedal it hits is my reverb. So now everything I'm talking about here is in my wet section. So after it hits the reverb, which is mono at the moment, it's also in plate mode for the good old sunset sound reverb, and then it comes back into the wet section of the switcher, and from there it goes into this magic box which has my Dunlop Echoplex delay and Dunlop Echoplex preamp unit in there. So my VH1 sounds, once you get the amp humming, are pretty much spot on. That does a very good job of it. Alright, once it comes out of the Echoplex, it's still mono. It gets sent into the rack, into this MXR 10 band EQ, which splits it into stereo. And from there, it goes into this Prism Effects delay unit here, which runs my Cathedral delay, which is true stereo left and right. And next in the chain after that is the TC Electronic G Major 2, which at the moment is set on my 90s detune setting. So minus 9 cents left, plus 9 cents right. And at the end of it all is my Samson Studio stereo power amp, which powers left and right wet. So it's basically the same setup as what EVH was running throughout the 90s into the 2000s, just set up in a more economical way for me because I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to buy even tired H3000 units and SDE 3000, that sort of thing. But it does exactly what Eds would do in the 90s and into the 2000s, as well as giving me that early VH sound, which I mostly concentrate on VH1 to fair warning tones. Yeah, that is my backup in case anything dies playing live. So if you see me doing a VH set live, I will be playing this rig. I do drag it around with me. No point in having it if you're not going to use it. And it's always no EVH rigger be complete without the good old Makita 6012 HD. Just like our G's. Got to have one of them. There will be a part 2 coming up. I will film it with my Sony Handycam and mock up the cabs with SM57s and record it through a digital recorder. Then I'll have a friend gel it all together and I will upload it. So if you are keen to see what it sounds like, chuck us a subscribe and maybe a thumbs up if you want. It's all good. But yeah, if you want to see what it sounds like when the video drops, then just hit that subscribe button. And thanks for taking the time to have a look, guys. Cheers.